Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So the stage 1 shortlist with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar is out. If we consider the overall selection process with the IIM Amritsar, then there are 3 stages. First is the minimum eligibility criteria, second is the personal interview score calculation, and third is the composite score calculation. So here if we consider the minimum eligibility criteria with the IIM Amritsar category wise, so for the general and EWS category, it is 80 percentile in the quantitative ability section, 75 percentile in the VRC and DLR, and overall it is 90 percentile. For NCOBC, it is 65 in the quantitative ability, 60 in the VRC and DLR, and 80 with your CAT entrance examination. Then if we consider it for the SC category, it is 55 with the quantitative ability, 50 with the DLR and VRC, and 55 with overall your CAT 2024 entrance examination score. For ST and PWD, it is 35 percentile in all the 3 sections and 40 percentile with your CAT 2024 entrance examination score. So this is about the minimum eligibility criteria, and on this basis, you have to fill up the application form for the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar, and on the basis of that, the score is calculated for the personal interview round. Like if we consider in the personal interview round, so there are various factors that are considered. So here there is some application rating score on the basis of your graduation percentage also. Like if your percentage ranges in between 55 to 65, for that there is 1. If it ranges in between 65 to 70, for that there is 2. If it ranges in between 70 to 80, for that there is 3 application rating score. And if it ranges in between 80 to 90, 4. If it is more than 90, for that there is 5. So on the basis of this, the graduation application rating score is calculated. Then 50% weightage is given to your CAT score, 10% weightage is given to the 10 score, then 5% weightage is given to the graduation, then 10% weightage is given to the class 12 score, and 10% weightage is given to the diversity, and 15% weightage is given to the work experience. So on that basis, the score is calculated, and then the candidates are shortlisted for the personal interview round. Now if we consider the composite score calculation, in that 70% weightage is given for your personal interview, then 10% weightage is given for the work experience, 10% weightage is given for the gender diversity, and 10% weightage is given for the academic diversity. In this way, the composite score is calculated, and on the basis of this 2 composite score, the aggregate score is calculated. So for that 0.6 into pre-personal interview score plus 0.4 into post-personal interview score, this formula is used, and with the help of this, the score is calculated, and on that basis, the finally selected list of candidates is done with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. So this is all about the overall selection process with the IIM Amritsar. Now if we consider the overall batch profile for the batch of 2023-2025 with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar, so overall there are 320 total number of students are over there. If we consider the educational background of the candidates, 30% students are from the BCom, BA, BBA and BSc. Then 14% students have the educational background in CSE, Analytics and IT. 12% candidates have the educational background from the Electrical and Electronics. 12% candidates are from the Mechanical. Then 10% candidates are from the Civil Engineering. 7% are from the Accounts, Finance and Banking. And 15% candidates have the academic background other than all of this. If we consider the gender ratio, then 83% candidates are the male candidates and 17% candidates are the female candidates. If we consider the average work experience months, it is 28 months, and if we consider the experience wise split for the candidates, then there are overall 60% candidates are the freshers, 11% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 1 to 11 months, 8% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 12 to 23 months, 7% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 24 to 35 months, 6% candidates have the work experience ranging in between 36 to 47 months, and 8% candidates have the work experience of more than 48 months. Here if we consider the sector-wise work experience the candidates have, 34% candidates are from the Analytics, IT and Telecom, then 25% candidates are from the Manufacturing, Engineering and Construction, 10% candidates are from the EdTech, then 6% candidates are from the Healthcare, Hospitality and Pharma, 5% candidates are from the FMCG, FMCD and Retail, 4% candidates are from the Banking and Financial, and 16% candidates have the work experience of other than all of these domains. So this is all about the overall batch profile. Now if we consider the overall placements, so more than 200 plus number of recruiters were over there in the campus 40 plus number of new recruiters were over there. If we consider the highest stipend offered, it is 2.75 lakhs and the top quartile average, it is 1.34 lakhs. Here if we consider the industry-wise distribution with the placements, then 34% placements were from the BFSI sector, 12% placements were from the IT, technology and analytics, 17% placements were from the education, 10% placements were from the manufacturing and logistics, 8% placements were from the consulting, then 8% placements were from the e-commerce, retail and advertising, 4% placements were from the FMCG and FMCD, then 4% placements were from the healthcare and 3% placements were from the domain other than all of this. Here if we consider the overall domain-wise distribution, 41% placements were from the sales and marketing domain, 31% placements were from the finance domain, 11% placements were from the consulting and strategy, then 4% placements were from the IT and analytics, 4% placements were from the operations and supply chain management, 4% placements were from the human resource, 3% were from the general management and 2% were from the project management. So this is all about the placements for the batch of 2023-2025. Now if we consider the placements for the batch of 2022-2024, so overall 281 number of students were over there, more than 105 number of recruiters were over there in the companies. If we consider the highest stipend offered, it is 2.40 lakhs. Then the top quartile average, it is 1.25 lakhs. Average stipend offered was 82,000 and the median stipend offered was 70,000. If we consider the domain-wise distribution for the placements, 34% placements were from the sales and marketing domain, 15% were from this research, then 11% were from the operations and supply chain management, then 10% were from the consulting and strategy, 9% were from the finance, 7% were from the IT and analytics, 7% from the HRM and 6% from the product. If we consider the industry-wise distribution, 30% placements were from the BFSI, 16% placements were from the e-commerce, retail and advertising, then 15% from the IT, technology and analytics, then 12% from the manufacturing and logistics, 7% were from the development and construction, 7% were from the consulting, then 6% were from the FMCG and FMCD. Then if we consider 4% were from the education and 2% candidates of the placement other than all of these sectors. So this is all about the overall placement for the batch of 2022-2024 with the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. So this is all about the Indian Institute of Management Amritsar. If you have any doubts and queries in this, you can just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video.